What's up, YouTube? Crypto Heem here of Decentralized Minds. Today we're going to be talking about some Tewkenaire math. I got a lot of questions in the Telegram, also a lot of DMs, and I wanted to put this video together so that we are all on the same page. Before I get into it, if you are a promoter, if you're a YouTuber, or if you're just somebody that's wanting to know or want any of the graphics that I show within this video, please hit me up in Telegram. I'm in the Decentralized Minds Telegram, of course. I'm also in the Tewkenaire Telegram. Just look for Brother Heem, and that will be me. You have free use to any of the things shown in here, so I have no problem with that. I want everybody in the community to be on the same page so that when they're doing game planning, everybody has the same rule book, the same playbook. It's just that whoever has the best skills will win. So I just kind of want everybody to be on a level playing field. So we're going to get into exactly what the math entails. So what we're going to be talking about is the buy price and how many tokens will be in the contract at certain Tron amounts. And we'll also speak a little bit on how many tokens the ambassadors are getting and their buy prices and stuff of that nature. So just before I get into it, I just got to give this background really quick. It'll only take a minute, I promise. This is the math that I presented on the Telegram. So the price is just the initial price, which is 5,000 Sun, plus the sum of the tokens that are being put into the contract. With that being said, we should expect a logarithmic curve. So we start off with a relatively high slope in the sense that this is very steep, and then it will start to level off as we get farther along, and the price will become a lot more stable. And after the ambassadors get in, I'm assuming each of them are putting in 10,000 Tron, the amount of price increase will start to slow down a lot. And I'm going to show you guys that in a quick second here. I calculated every single one of the numbers using this mathematics. For the small numbers up to 1 million Tron, I used the exact math. So these are the exact numbers down to the decimal place all the way to I think the 8th digit. For anything beyond 5 million Tron in the contract, I had to fuzzy up the math just a tad bit. Hence why I go from dividing by a million to dividing by 10,000. This is to increase how large of a step I'm taking each time. So that shortens the amount of iterations that I have to take in order to calculate. But be warned that as I get up to 100 million, it deviates by up to 3 or 4%. So when we get to that point in the contract, my number will be a little bit off, and that's because I fuzzied up the math right here so that I can do all of these calculations in anticipation for doing simulations in the future of buys and sells. I had to speed it up. So looking at the ambassadors, this is kind of what you would expect. Now, mind you, no ambassador is going to get these exact numbers. I'm expecting that it's going to be more even, more averaged values, because if multiple people are getting in at the same time, the price is updating at the same time. So we should expect to see, instead of this large decrease, we will expect to see a more normal distribution, with the majority of the people getting between 20 and 30,000 tokens each, as they try to FOMO into the contract. But with that being said, my assumption in this particular graphic here is that each person has put in 10,000 TRX. So 50 people would be 500,000 Tron in the contract. At that point, the price would be about 10,000. I mean, not the price, but the amount of tokens that person would be getting would be 10,500. So with that being said, if you wanted to know how much of an edge they have over you, let's just go into the next slide really quick. So before we go there, let's just look at some of these values. At the 25th person that gets into the contract, or a contract balance of 250,000, they're getting about 14,286. Now, if we slide over to what I calculated all the way up to 100 million in this chart over here, we see that the math makes sense once again. The first buy buys 200 tokens at 10,000 Tron in the contract. We would expect to see 136,000 tokens. And when we get up to 1 million, the buy price will be roughly 1.4 Tron, and there should be about 1.4 million circulating tokens. So the first person that's getting into the contract after the ambassadors should expect to see a buy price around 1 Tron even. So some ambassadors will be putting in a little bit less than 10K. So this number may be even lower than this, but this is the absolute maximum that the buy price can be for the first person getting in at that particular stage. So with that being said, if they were to put in a 10,000 buy order, they would get about 9,500, right? 9,950, as we showed in this graphic over here. This is the 51st person, and this is the tokens in existence at that point. So what a lot of people want to know is, what would the buy price look like as we appreciate in terms of the Tron in the contract? At 5 million, we're up to 3.1. At 10 million, 4.47. I know you guys can read, so I'm not going to go through all of them, but at 100 million, the buy price will be 14.142 with 14 million tokens circulating. Now, this is one of the things that I really want to harp on. I don't want to seem like a shill, but this is just simple mathematics. The ambassadors, since they are unable to sell their tokens, they're only able to accumulate dividends. That is their primary means of getting to ROI. However, the people that are coming in after the ambassadors, they are able to accrue dividends as well as sell their tokens. So let's say you got into the contract between 1 and 5 million. We can just look at this math relatively quickly. That's roughly 3.5. So a nice happy medium in between that would be 2.75, right? So let's say your average buy price was 2.75 TRX each per token. As we get up to, let's say, 25 million, you've already more than doubled the price of your token. So at that point, you can sell your tokens. Now, dividends aside, you've already made well over your ROI, and you've made a hefty profit. So you have to keep that in mind when you're actually game planning. And this is not going to be a linear increase. So as we're going up, there's going to be sales along the way. So you have to account for those sales going into your dividends. So with all of those things being said, I would I know that the people that are coming in after the ambassadors will be able to get their ROI quicker if they are willing to sell their tokens. So it is a cat and mouse game that you have to play, but we do know that there will be a floor established around 500K tokens. 500K Tron in the contract. So the absolute floor in terms of price, we should assume to be around 1 Tron. Now, with all of that being said, I think that is the easiest way to break this down. Once again, if you want any of the graphics that I've put forth in this presentation, please feel free to hit me up in the Telegram. I will give it to you with no questions asked. You can use any of this information in your videos. So with that being said, Crypto Heem, I'm signing out. Peace.